Hi, Ryder and Milo. It's Grandma Denise, and I have a great story for you today. It's called A Visitor for Bear. It's a story about a bear who lives all by himself, and he thinks that he doesn't need any friends or any visitors or any family. He just wants to be all by himself. But one day, a mouse comes to visit him, and everything changes. It's a really fun story. And what I like about the story is it makes me think about some other books that we read. Gus Was a Friendly Ghost and Gus and the Baby Ghost. And in both of those stories, remember there was a mouse who was part of the story. And also in your mama's book, Aesop's Fables, remember the big book, Aesop's Fables? There's a story about a mouse who helps the lion. And the lion doesn't think the mouse could ever help him because the lion's so big and the mouse is so small. But in that story, remember the mouse helped save the lion in that book that your mama had when she was a little girl called Aesop's Fables, The Mouse and the Lion. So I think in this story, A Visitor for Bear, that the mouse saves the bear. And if you think about it, when we read it tonight, you'll see why I think that. So let's pull the story up so you can read it with me. It's called A Visitor for Bear. A Visitor for Bear. Such a good story. A Visitor for Bear. Very good story. I'm going to move myself way off here so you can see better. Let's see. Yeah. Here's the bear, and there's the mouse. It's pretty funny. There's the bear, and there's the mouse. Let's read the story. It's good. A Visitor for Bear. So before we start the story, here's where Bear lives. It's a beautiful house. There's trees and a forest. It looks very nice. But there's a big sign that says N-O, no. When we start reading the story, we'll see what that sign actually says. No one ever came to Bear's house. It had always been that way, and Bear was quite sure he didn't like visitors. He even had a sign. His sign says, "No visitors allowed." No is the really big word, N-O, and then there's little letters that spell visitors allowed. No visitors allowed. And there's Bear in his house. He's all by himself. There's his table, and he has a little flower in a vase. He has an apron that he likes to put on when he cooks. He has his own chair. So there's Bear. One morning, Bear heard a tap, tap, tapping on his front door. Tap, tap, tap. When he opened the door, there was a mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed. "No visitors allowed," Bear said, pointing to the sign. "Go away." So here's the bear, and this is a little mouse who tap, tap, tapped on the door. Here's the sign, "No visitors allowed." This is the house where Bear lives. He has a big chair. He has a picture of himself. There's a clock. It's a flower in a vase. I think that's a mirror. And there's a fireplace. And there's stairs going upstairs. So he lives all by himself. So he closed the door and went back to the business of making his breakfast. He didn't want that mouse bothering him. He wanted to make breakfast. He set out 1 cup and 1 spoon because he lives alone. So he just has 1 cup and 1 spoon for himself. This is where he makes his tea in the tea kettle. That's how he heats his water. Here's some wood. There's one chair and one table. There he is. 1 teaspoon, 1 teacup. Here's some apples in a basket. It's all by himself. But when he opened the cupboard to get a bowl, there's the cupboard. Sometimes people call that a cupboard. When he opened the cupboard to get a bowl, oh no, there was Mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed. I don't see Mouse in this picture, but the mouse got in the house. There he is. When Bear opened the cupboard, there's the mouse. He's bright-eyed, means he's got big eyes and he's excited. Oh, the bear does not look happy, does he? The bear does not look very happy to see the mouse because he told the mouse to go away. I told you to leave, cried Bear. Perhaps we could have just a spot of tea, said the mouse. The mouse means when he says spot of tea, that means just a little bit of tea to have. Out, commanded the bear. Most sorry, said the mouse. I'm going now. Oh, the mouse looks disappointed. He just wanted to have a little tea with the bear. He looks just a little disappointed, doesn't he? Let me fix this picture here. Okay. So look at the bear. He picked the mouse up by the tail and he's going to throw him outside because he doesn't want the mouse in his house. It's his house. Bear showed him to the door and he shut it firmly. Oh, that's too bad. Then the bear went back to business of making his breakfast. He's going to make his own breakfast. He's got a bowl, 1 spoon, and 1 little cup of tea. But when he opened the bread drawer right there for 1 slice of bread, look at his funny little claws. It's a big bear to have those little claws. But he opened the bread drawer for 1 slice of bread. What do you think he found? I bet you know. Oh, there was the mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed. Ta-da! There's the mouse. He's like, hello. The bear does not look happy, does he? Oh, he's got a very angry look. Bear is not happy. But see, the mouse is in the bread box. There's some bread next to the mouse. Unbelievable, rumbled the bear. Away with you. Vamoose. I do like a bit of cheese, said the mouse. Bear pointed a rigid claw to the door. See, he's pointing. You go to the door. You get out of my house. Well, there's the mouse. Yes, then, here I go, said the mouse. Farewell. And the mouse whisked out the door. The mouse keeps trying to come in the house, but the bear doesn't want him to, does he? So there's the door. There's the bear in the door, and he's locking the door so the mouse can't get back in. Bear does not look happy. This time, the bear shut the door very firmly and locked it tight. Doesn't want any visitors. He locked the windows, too, for good measure. So Bear locked the door and Bear locked the windows. Then once again, he went back to the business of making his breakfast. So he's going to have a little bit of cereal. There's his spoon. There's his cup for his tea. And then he's going to have a little bit of bread. I like the pictures in this story. But when he opened the refrigerator to get 1 egg, he's walking over to get 1 egg. Who do you think is in the refrigerator? Or do you think it's just eggs? There was the mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed, of course. Be gone, roared the bear. See, he opened the refrigerator. And there's the mouse. See, the little mouse is in the egg carton. The bear is very upset. He does not want the mouse in his refrigerator, and he does not want the mouse in his house. A crackling fire? Ventured the mouse. This is impossible, intolerable, insufferable, cried Bear, shaking his head with anger and disbelief. The mouse was thinking maybe they could have a little fire together, have a little chat maybe. Terribly sorry, murmured the mouse. Now you see me, now you don't. I'm gone. See how sad the mouse is. He keeps trying to be friends, but the bear does not want him to be a friend. So now you see me and now you don't. I am gone. The mouse looked very sorry indeed while he waited for the bear to unbolt the door and let him out again. Ah, shoot, the bear just does not want the mouse for a friend. Bear shut the door very, very, very firmly and he locked it. He boarded the window shut. Look what he did. He took a hammer and nails and he's putting wood over the window so that the mouse can't come in. He stopped up the chimney. He's afraid the mouse might come down the chimney. And he even plugged the drain in the bathtub. He does not want that mouse to come visit, does he? Carefully, Bear set about the business of making his breakfast. He opened the cupboard. No mouse. Ah, good, he thought, no mouse. He opened the bread drawer. There's the bread drawer. Nothing. Whew, he thought, that's good news. He opened the fridge. Mouse free. Yes, indeed, no mouse in the eggs. So he's getting happier. He lifted the lid to the tea kettle because he's going to make himself tea for breakfast, remember? Oh no. There was the mouse. There was the mouse, small and gray, and well, you know the rest. Boy, Mouse is really determined to be in the house, isn't he? The mouse really wants to be in the house with Bear. Bear fell to the floor and wept. When you weep, that means you cry. So he was crying. Bear fell to the floor and wept. I give up, he blubbered. You win. I am undone. He just didn't know what to do. He was just so tired of the mouse coming into his house. So sorry, said the mouse, but perhaps I could have just a bit of cheese and a cup of tea. And do you think we could unstopper the chimney and have a nice fire? Bear blew his nose with a loud honk. But then you must go, he sniffled. No visitors allowed. You have my word, said the mouse. So it looks like the mouse was just a little bit hungry. He wanted to have some cheese and a cup of tea, and he was a little cold, so he wanted to have a nice fire. Oh, look, the bear is crying. And the mouse is looking at the bear. Bear is very upset that the mouse is visiting, isn't he? Well, Bear unshuttered and unboarded the windows. So he took the wood off the windows. And he unlocked the door. He unstopped the chimney. See how Bear is lighting a fire in the chimney. And he unplugged the drain. So Bear's decided, well, I can't keep the mouse out. So I guess I'm going to have to give him some food and a fire to keep warm. That's what he's thinking. He brought out 2 plates of cheese and 2 teacups, and he made crackling fire in the fireplace for 2 sets of toes. And the mouse warmed his feet and nibbled and sipped, and Bear did too. So if I look at the picture, I see here's a teacup or a teapot and some cream and some sugar and some cheese And there's the bear sitting on his chair with his little toes by the fire. And the next picture shows us that the mouse is having some cheese and sitting by the fire too. They sat for a long while, and the clock in the bear's house ticked loudly. Here's the clock. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. The bear cleared his throat. The mouse was most attentive. No one had ever been most attentive to Bear. The fire is nice, Bear announced. Lovely, said the mouse. No one had ever said Bear's fires were lovely. See how the mouse is being very nice to Bear? He likes to talk to Bear. I can do a headstand, said Bear. Very impressive, exclaimed the mouse. So look at the bear is showing him tricks that he can do, and Mouse thinks that they're good tricks. Bear told a joke. The mouse laughed heartily. No one had ever laughed at Bear's jokes before. Bear began to think of another joke. It looks like maybe Bear is liking the mouse and having a good time. The mouse set down his teacup and Bear quickly lifted the teapot. Well, there's plenty more. So it looks like the bear wants to give the mouse some more tea, doesn't it? The mouse sat down his cup and the bear says, I'll give you some more. So sorry, said the mouse, most kind, but I must be on my way. Really, you needn't go, said the bear. I am off, said the mouse, springing from his chair. Wait, cried the bear, but the mouse stepped out the door. Toodaloo, said the mouse. I think the bear was surprised that the mouse left. Here's the bear at the door, and there's the mouse. He said toodaloo, and he's leaving. Don't go, wailed the bear, throwing his body across the path. But I gave you my word, said the mouse, pointing to the no visitor sign. The bear doesn't want the mouse to go now. At first, he didn't want the mouse in his house, and now he doesn't want the mouse to go, does he? See the mouse? He says, well, the mouse made a promise, so the mouse thinks he should go. Oh, that, cried the bear, pulling down the sign and tearing it up. That's for salesmen. That's not for friends. There's the bear. He tears up his sign about no visitors allowed. He's happy to tear it up, and the mouse looks happy too. Not for friends, asked the mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed. Bear nodded. The mouse's bright eyes glowed even better, and the bear smiled. They're pretty happy, those two. There's the bear, and there's the mouse. I think they're going to be friends forever and ever. Do you like one lump or two? Said the bear most politely. I like two, said the mouse, and the bear agreed. If someone asks you if you want one lump or two, they're talking about little sugar lumps, little squares of sugar that you put in tea, hot tea. And the mouse likes two. And that's the end of the story, because they ended up being friends, and the mouse stayed with the bear for a long, long time. I just love the pictures in the story, and I like how Bear learned that friends are fun. Friends and family make your life so much better. That's what I think. I hope you like the story about the bear and the mouse. The bear did not think he wanted visitors, but after the mouse came, he learned that friends are fun, didn't he? So you have a good night, you guys, and I will talk to you soon and send you another story for your YouTube channel. Okay. I love you. Bye-bye.